speaker wethu wanamhlanje Mr. Motse Mfuleni. I think we all know him. Mpumi. Is there anyone that is going to introduce him? Wachi Mpumi. His surname and name carries a lot of weight. Ungumdu esimaziyo. He's the chairperson of Ubay TV, but Mpumi ndebangento bangafuna introduce ngezinye izinto namhlanje. Uthi xa endibalisela athi in 2018 when you read Mpumi's book, you'll realize that 2018 ibeyona nyaka ebenzima kuye kakhulu. She has grown to a lot ngo 2018. Uthi wathi ke esayoshumayela FA plus, if I'm correct, washumayela Mpumi, and she was going through a very difficult time. Uthi after she has finished ukuthetha, uthi ubhuti Motse wambizela eqaleni waphuma naye phandle. Uthi and wamcomforta and he talked to her. And the reason why she has chosen him today, okokubana bengu guest speaker wakhe, it is because he is one of the people when she needed people the most. He was there to talk to her. When she was down and out, kunzima, being rejected by the church, being rejected at school, being rejected by family, being rejected just everywhere. Ubhuti Motse was one of few people that were able to listen to her and that were able to talk to her. Okokubana abe ukulenda ukuyo. So he has a contribution. Sometimes we say things to people that we don't realize okokubana zihleli kubo. And itilendo, we need to mind what we say. Ngoba siyazi okokubana, is it going to kill the other person? Okanye izawumakha abe mhlabe njena. So ndicela ke DJ usiphi ingoma as guest speaker wethu is coming.
I love the behind the scenes people because we seldom celebrate them. So I see a lot of faces here I know. People I grew up under, people I look up to, and people that I know that they're growing. So I'm happy to see you here to support Mamumpendo. And it's good to see you, my brother. I was touched when I read the book on your just that part of proposal. Yeah, so I'm not going to have a typical Adventist conversation with you. I think the person who did the devotions did the spiritual part. I may make reference to it to tell my story. So if I'm an Adventist in comment, just bear with me, because there are many people here who are not Adventists in the audience as well. So they must feel in the Urbana, they are part of the story of the book. But I'm going to reflect on it because part of my early memories of dealing with rejection are part of my childhood, and my childhood is Adventist. So if I mention it, it will just be as a reference point. So igama lami ngumotse Mfuleni ndihlala eZwide ndikhulele pha, and I'm glad that I didn't even know why you invited me, so thank you for letting me know, because I was wondering why. It's true that we say things to people, we forget them, no? I really forgot about that moment, and I'm trying to think about when was this now? But I am passionate about black people writing books. Passionate about us telling our story in the areas where we work. You know, if you're a psychologist, you publish papers, you write books about psychology and tell your story in your own context. If you are that youngster there that's in technology, You write books about how you see 4IR. We must write books. I was very happy when people, you all know, like Patko writing his own story and putting it in a book. We must do that. Something that always pains me is to go to bookshop, including Christian bookshops, and you see that Africans don't write. So we must really encourage ourselves to write and then buy the books that our people write and then begin to support each other. I think it's good in the broader scheme of things as we transform society and ourselves. We must begin to document our story in writing so that the story Mpumi can live beyond us and other generations can be able to reflect in that story. So I really want to commend you for that. I also want to commend your family and the Mbendus who are referenced a lot in the book for the support they gave you in the book, most especially your in-laws. I really want to, if the Mbendus that are here, thank you for having such a great daughter-in-law and the love and support that you gave her. So I'm going to talk about things I've never told anybody. I know that my siblings, when they probably get to this content later on, and I hope that they don't hold grudge to those people that I'll reference to today. I hope that they will know that I'm free now, and I'm a big boy, as we often say to our sons. Come here, my boy, a big boy now, so I can handle my affairs. And so I'll talk about those things because I think that they're very, very important to deal with closure for ourselves. So I'm not going to be glorious about rejection. I'll talk about it because rejection is a cruel thing. You know, we've got a lot of people who killed themselves because we call them names. We've got a lot of talents that died along the way because we suppressed them because they didn't look like us. They didn't think like us. They didn't dress like us. And so rejection is not as good as we Christianize it. We know the Bible stories. Yes, we accept them, but those are tools to get out of the pit. Rejection is a bad thing. It's like bullying, basically. We must get out of it. And my experience with it, I'll come to it now, is dealing with omakazi. Omakazi. Nina, omakazi, tabawo. Nin, agents. Agents, omakazi. I'm going to tell you about the stories of nomakazi. So I had this glorious childhood. So when I think about my childhood, I always think of my grandfather. So my grandfather was the old generation of Adventists, known as Mfuleni. So it's a generation of the churches, the senior churches, the younger churches, the Tobases, you know, the surplus royalty, as they call it. You know. So I grew up under this guy. He was a smart dresser. They were hard workers, you know. You know, so they would leave Sundays, they would work on my human store, then you Friday, petama apile, we're 6-7 years old, we are crazy, then we prepare for Sabata Friday, then kubuya mos Porsche Hlangu zikatamkhulu, Porsche Hlangu, now ekayeke kusemni. So utatomkhulu wami wayesemathodlana. Ebona ke le area yamathodlana last week yakavantshi area I capital amasabatha ke leya la area. Yabona ninzi umvangelo owenziwe Fear Plus Church pa because of ihub yethu yayinqophiso that time. So we would move emni see boys new boys basisi boys we looking for what sakotamkhulu sike pha kuqhizwe bemandi kulungiselwe Sabatha. And I did that as long as I can remember as a child. So I got to drink into that value, Yobu Sabatha, into that culture. Although I really did not understand it because I was a child after all. I just knew that this time of the day, this time of the week, these are things that I must put in place. This is the lifestyle that I must have. This is the behavior that I should worry and hold all the time. And I'm from this family that is God-fearing and God-loving. So my mother one day Sabatha. Umakoti was a Sabatha. So usuka ke kwifamily yomakazi abangamapostile abangamatopiya hondela kule ndawo kuthiwa kwenziwa amasiko akwenziwa migidi sikhula ke mothina sila generation sathi basiphilela mos ne la migidi cake igidi cake okuthiwa sawuphambana mos kaphambani na ngoku gidi cake khula ke nanxa kukho ifamily intontontonton oh athika ke ababatyi yonke into hey zabheda izinto ekhaya. So my mother ongumakoti amakoti ke basesabatha ke bagood kange nto ubana in most cases they're the ones who sustain ubusabatha kula family when the husbands ababaze nabo bebhatyaza. Yes, yeah. Because ibanjwa ngomakoti yabona because inzalelwane ngoku ziyabhatyaza bhatyaza inzalelwane zibhatyaza zingcwile zihambe izikopara ngcwile inzalelwane yanxila inzalelwane yasesabatha engutata wabo yathi sa ifamily life. Utata omkhulu ke mose indalo ithi funeke ekhulile akasathanga la pace yosiqoqosha yabo dala mose ngoku ne nesigulo zobudala hey yabhubha le chap nabo but max bamba boyingcwa phansi kwentaba kandoda yaqhekeka ilegacy hey yanxila le chap dangathi ndiyaphupha. You know lando it's so bad that kange ndobana ndidla ngothi funeke manje ndodibriefwa because la fear I have it over my children into yentobana I don't want that painful surprise transition. Nxila la chap fike ke ngoku la Friday uvolileyo kuthi zapha endlini ne uyaxola but next opposite ekhaya kokwamdala unzima further down ingumdala further up ingumdala uMarhawu bantu abakhulu ke abo se plus ufike ngoku umama unzima ngokwazi ebusuku izonqanda jonga yade yaqhala lento unbearable wade wabizwa umakoti wasesabatha kwathiwa goduka thatha abantwana bakho ugoduke saya kowabo sakuhlala nomakazi yo tishala nomakazi. That's when I knew. I think when I think about it, Mpumi, isn't it? I think I was 7, 8, 12, somewhere there. I was too young to know the actual age figure, ne? Tonga, lando ke ngoku yokuba uyi secondary citizen. Phake abantwana bakomakazi ke zi-levels. Kukho makazi oyinurse ufundileyo. Unabantwana bakhe, hayi mani into model C into entsha before the model C thing. Nabantwana bakhe abantu lunches right. Kubekho ke lo makazi ungathi uright anyana but into zakhe azikacaci. Nabo ke nxa kuphakwa baphiwa phiko. Bafumana drumstick. Kubekho ke ngithina le genge yamaphiko. Phiko lelakho. Nakhona ufika selingaphelelanga. Seliyi crazy. Ngoba kaloku umama wakho ngunobhodi. Hey, andikhalanga wasentana ndikhule kula comfort ye-Adventism uright kukho iroutine ngoku ndiyaqalulwa. Abantu abadala ke baseBhayibhile bayazi ukho indawo kuthiwa uveza amafa land harvest engapha perseverance. Kufuneka ngoku umolokazana walapha esabatha kufuneke ngoku ithina abopha umbhinqo anyusa umbhinqo ayogodola kweza ice zakwa-land harvest. Uthi ibhutsi ke phaa ingathi kusespringbok ezi-white banda kuthini. So kufuneka asebenze i-night shift so that azondisondeza kulaa lunch ibhetere ndingayinikwayo ngomakazi. Ndandiyazi into banxaphakele night shift ngathi prison. Zincinci izindlu zasezwide ne? So kwabo ke kulazwide, lazwide intsha yangasemangcwabeni asezwide yabo. So singabazukulwana. Ukubunelaka uzasifumana ispace kumatras. Bunelaka. Daqhela rejection yolala esamenteni. One time my mother wayiphakele the night shift and I was very sick. I think Bendu Nadine Susuna, if I remember. So I have no one to care for me. Now, what's the levels of magazine? VIPs must again we are down on the food chain. Akwabu come to know yayo. Dakula man. Dakula. Danom tandazo wanga phakathi wasemnqophiso. Nkosi yami ubundithanda. You will never leave me. Defense mos ngoku ne? Ndandingayithethi language mos. Kodwa yayimisha le nto ndiyithethayo ngoku with the adult mind, ne? So apha ke kukho makazi abazinesi. Bafundiswa ngu-VIP makazi. Nabantwana bakhe ke apha bafumane eza plate is right. Akuna ndithetha mna ndigula kwindlu namakazi amanesi bayi-3 balapha. Wathi sister wami ngenye imini namazi Mfuleni, my older sister. Wathi hama goduka mntasekhaya. My sister ke refused to go because wayibona impatho. But the last born, you control, you must go. Wathi umakazi kum. Kukho into abakuthiwa sisabhongo. Ndifuna uyithetha ne? I think it's part of my healing. I want to call it. Kwakuthiwa sisabhongo. So iso sam so wrong mos impendo ne? Namna ndiyalo nokuthiwa isabhongo ndiyalo ndaqala uva phala 10. You know how rejection is so painful sayikhumbula namhlanje la 10. The first time I registered it. So I must have burped this thing. That night impendo ndalala ekitchen phansi kwesitovu ndombathe ijezi yesikolo. That night. Later on, just to summarize this, how rejection is. And I'm going to end on it. So later on, upper ekrokro, VIP magaz. Umama wamke, Moses tina sikula, sikweza families, zota mkula bana bafaza babini. Yeah, akaloku thina ngathi ngoko niyazi into la. Oh njani ngoko. Senikhona nezulwini nani? Hey, aniyazi uma utatomkhulu bethu babenza 2 by 2. Tatomkhulu. Enbalapha. Yeah, mna ndikukhuliswa ngutatomkhulu, lona kungakholwayo na 2. So mama wami ke ukule line of the unpopular wife, the first wife. Ne? Younger wife ke mos fresh. Abantwana bakhe nabazukulwana bakhe. So kuthiwa hayi ke masize apha ekrokro. Hey guys, rejection can destroy you, develop a split personality. La nto kuthiwa schizophrenia. In the process, I would walk from ekhaya eZwide ne. Ndizothatha ikopi yeswekile ekrokro. Yes, when I drive here now with big fancy cars, nice aircon, and I look at that trip, but Udule Africa, how did I do it at that age? You know, Ndokwenzi was rough most of the time. How did I do it at that age? Did I go to Tiko? I sugan my daughter. I moved Pandiza. That and that long you mean into Bana. Mandu bengulamndana usisichozi. Ndazi abantwana. No man siyabazi bakhona abantwana. Nani niyabachoza nje no. You are prejudicing them. And I'm telling you this story so that you can repent. Bodaps, bomakazi, bomalume. Marginalize abantwana kumntana bakuthiwa sisichozi. Abantu ababhizi abanye basezifonini benza izinto bazenzayo o TikTok. They can't be touched. But lona yena makathunywa amanzi. Njani? John, mova sizitya. Because you deal with your own issues. Uzikhuphela mntaneni, ha mova sizitya. Ithivu ukhalela ngantoni le? Dakhula. I felt rejection. And you know ngoku, ndisharp mos ngoku. Ndiwarm. No, ndiwarm ngantyhafeni. No, ndiwarm. Ndiwarm. Zavalwa for i-COVID businesses, hayi ndiyalala. Ndiyalala. Strength ke soba warm eso. So I had to get to a point in Bendo of letting go. Dinga revenge ngoba ndi warm. Kodwa khona ukukhumbula oku ndiyakhumbula. Ukukhumbula oku ndiyakhumbula. Naba bapha eloyiso abesithi ngoma bones. Nanxana kuthethwa anbalwe eklasini. Na bones. Nomkhabanyana. Andizonqina ezulwini about the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Up. Andizonqina ezulwini. Up kuni ndiyanqina ngoku. Even if uyazi lanto, you know my mother turned 80. Dineti pendu. Ustrongo ke wena ne? You esa story sakho se death family ni. You pendu. Dayivala iPad ndayibeka ndolala. Andolala. Khona esixothela ngosister wakho. You ndayivala laptop ndolala. When ndithumela message the next day, uthi kuma have you read the book? Did you go? I've not started ne? Dokhatha. Ngidilishana ne heaviness of your story. It's a heavy story sakho. Heavy story sakho. So bazalwane, Danicela man. Look after the underdogs. Danicela man. Aba bantu uThixo unecebo ngabo man. Uyabona aba bantu banefana ezingaziwayo. Look out for them man. Yaqona? Kanye aba bangenayo into uyazi mina Mpendu? Uyazi kung fu? Ikung fu. Ibe mhlophe ibe mnyama. Ndayinqwenelela ikung fu ndayifumana second hand apha ngakwamasina bendakhumbula teksi naga kwakwistands second hand pha estandini ndayithengelwa pha ikung fu emhlophe ndandigcina ngempala second hand. Nansi underdog phambi kwenu ngoku. Thonga uguest speaker. Underdog, yeah? Look out for that person in your office. Ebandleni. Esikolweni. Look for the underdog. Let that story matter like a story of Christ hanging on that tree. Rejected by all men. And he became the cornerstone. Only few of those underdogs survive. Because some of them, they go into drugs. Stebana nabapha besipakishisa imoto zethu. Amaphupho abo were dashed by us because they were nobodies. Banye stebana nabo apha becolo waqazula apha sindwa umshova lale. People who have broken, people who have crushed. Don't be in their list. Repent. It's never too late. Umbi friend man. Bukomba kodwa ndamosha kha nawo amandla othixolo. Umbi friend man. It's happy birthday for goodness sake. Athi in their mind. Okay, she's making up. It's not too late. It's not wrong. We're rejoicing now. As tough the rejection may have been, We're big boys now. We're a big girl now. But God has been good to us. Thank you so much.